Has life left you unscarred? Let's see. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Take 2 review. This week's Take 2 review is another movie put out by Severin. It's the Buddy Giovanni's. I never can pronounce his name right. I always want to say Buddy Giovanni's, but Buddy Giovanni's the Unscarred. He's the guy that made Combat Shock and No Way Home. Came out in 2000, and cannot remember the main character's name. It's either Mick or Nick. Let's see. Very engaging, I know. Whatever. I think his character's name's Mick. Anyways, he's at school in Berlin in like 1979. I guess he was an exchange student. Whatever. He's with these two other students. One a German, one he sounds like British. And they're playing drinking games, having fun. It's a big party. Everybody's, just doing as you do, partying. And, the main character, the Mick guy, he always pushes things a little too far. So, when the British guy's like, well, he kind of cheats a little bit and sort of wins the drinking game they're playing. Well, their main character doesn't like that. So they end up starting a fight and all this different stuff happens. Long story short, he gets pushed off of a railing and falls, pretty good ways. And you just see a bunch of blood and you think, well, is this about those guys like hiding a murder or something like that? Then you flash forward 20 years and he's that guy's still alive. He's got a giant scar on his chest and shoulder from that, and he has a tremendous gambling problem. And it's sort of like he just gambles with the whole movie, the whole everything. He's always gambling with his life in some way, shape, or form. And I mean, we all are, to a certain extent. I like to gamble myself, but I don't take enough risks in other ways. But this guy seems to take too many risks in every way. He ends up at the whims of a bookie that comes by his work and says, you owe us, you don't pay us in a week, you're going to be like this guy. And they open the trunk of a car and there's a body in the back. And near that same time he gets a call. Well, he actually calls around trying to find some money, but then he gets a call from his old friends in Europe. And they're like, come on over. And he goes to Berlin, and they kind of want to get him back into the same situation he's in the first movie. Just drinking, carrying on, cavorting. That's sort of like, you do when you see old friends you haven't seen in years. You want to kind of do what you did in the old times. Things start going screwy, and he's trying to keep things from going screwy, but they just keep getting screwier. And it's, I don't want to tell any more than that, because I know I'm not the greatest of reviewers, but I'm not totally terrible. I don't like to give away the entire flick. But just say that, things go screwy when they get to Berlin. But, As far as this movie, I'd never heard of it, but I'll do most of the time like to buy what Saverin puts out when I have money. They had something new come out the other day, and I don't have the money for it right now, which kills my OCD. But, like I said, I've never really heard of this one, but it's pretty good. It's pretty gritty. I mean, it's almost 25 years old now, but it doesn't feel 25 years old. I mean, the very first of it was kind of like a 70s period piece for a minute, maybe a little bit, but the rest of it, besides the cars, the people's style and everything else, they used sort of a generic enough style on people that, at least for myself, I'd be hard pressed to really go, well, that looks old, when's that from? It's pretty good. If you like his other movies, I think you would enjoy it as well. They're really earthy and realistic. I mean, this seems like something that, like a story that would have happened to lots of people if they had that right circumstance happen. Yeah. Glad to get one knocked off of my pile of stuff to watch. Probably try to do it again next week, but at the same time, sometimes I see something crazy come on Amazon or any one of those streamers, and if it's interesting enough that I think it needs reviewed, I'll do that too. But I don't know. Try to get another old one out of the way next week. So, yeah, we'll see you all. I guess on Monday for the Last Ones Who Live review, because I don't think I'll have anything tomorrow. So we'll see y'all then.